the kicker battle so far?
The kicker battle, good battle. I'm excited about really all the guys we've got on the roster right now. We ramped up the roster and went out and recruited a couple guys. We got Will Ferris and Joe Bulvis and then Jack Cardillo from Indiana transferred in. So it's a good battle. We got a good group of quality guys, and the competition is really pushing each other and helping them push each other and make each other better. So I feel good about it.
Do you guys prefer to just have one starting kicker? Would you do like a short range and long range, situation?
Yeah, no, I think it's like quarterback, right? Like you prefer to have the go-to guy that's getting the experience, that can get the rhythm going. So yeah, one kicker is ideally the way it would be, but we'll see how it plays out. They got to earn it.
How do you evaluate Joseph Bulifas at this point?
Yeah, he's been solid. He's been consistent, and with that position, right, consistency is the most important thing. Consistently good, not occasionally great, is what we like to say. So, especially a kicker. So make the ones that you should make, and be consistent on how you're striking the ball in the long one. So he's been good though. He's met our expectations so far, and he just consistently, he has to just keep getting better and get used to the new battery of long snapper and holder.
I know that it's not game conditions and that's different, but it seems like Harrison has really gotten into a lot of balls out here during fall camp. How do you look at what he's done so far?
Yeah, start with him off the field. Just like super impressive guy, like double major, wants to go to med school, and I just can't say enough about him as a kid off the field. But he carries that kind of attitude into football. Just professional, and is just striving to be an expert at his craft, and he's gotten better since we've gotten here, and I have high expectations for him this fall.
And how are you guys shaping up at punt return, kick return? Who stood out there?
Yeah, I think that's one of the challenging ones to evaluate. I think you look at these; it's hard to simulate live kickoffs or live punt returns, just for the fact of trying to keep the guys healthy. So you're evaluating these scrimmages as a special teams coach and seeing the guys that are making people miss in space. But there's a good group of talented guys that are athletic and fast and quick, and take a look at all those guys and make a decision here in the coming weeks.
Two guys we've seen in the return game are Cam Johnson and Alan Wright. And that's two different things, because Cam is sure-handed. He's been around 4 years.
Yeah.
Alan's a freshman, and sometimes that's a tough spot to put a kid in. What's your thought process as you go about determining who's going to return?
Yeah, we just talk about punt return. It's like number one is getting the ball back for the offense, right? A guy that can catch the ball, and obviously if you can get the best of both worlds, a guy that can make people miss. And Cam's had a great camp so far. And he's doing a lot of good things. So he's kind of the front runner for that position, and obviously with his experience of doing it in hostile environments, and you're on a big stage and you're out by yourself catching a punt. So I'm excited about Cam, but my experience is we've had some success with freshmen, in my past of being the returner. So we'll keep those guys coming along.
Cam's also going to get a lot of reps as a receiver, obviously. Is that a factor, again, in your
Yeah, it certainly is a factor. If you can have a guy that you feel really great about and he's fresh, that makes a lot of sense, right? But ultimately, we're going to play the best guy, that can get the job done.
Since your tight end's also Justin Ball, I feel like it's kind of interesting because he has that huge frame and he didn't play in the spring due to injury. How do you think he's come back from kind of missing the spring, this fall?
Yeah, he's he's a worker too, and he's had some ups and downs during camp, but he's got a ton of potential, and he's got the right attitude, and he's consistently working on getting better, and I feel good about his future and his prospects.
You've used Gavin Schoenwald some in the passing game too, maybe more than he's been used in the past. How do you feel about the camp he's had?
Yeah, he's like we joke around and call him the Swiss Army knife, right? He's got all kinds of little tools, and he's the guy that he's the guy you bring off the bench, and all of a sudden has 30 points in a basketball game, right? Like just can shoot threes and just find ways to get rebounds, and that's how he plays football too. He does everything consistently good, and he's not the biggest guy, he's not the fastest guy, but smart and tough and reliable.
Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yep.